Welcome back to day 22, the final day of the Marvel movie marathon. And I just came back from seeing Avengers Endgame. Literally just walked in the door. I'm ready to talk about it. This section's going to be spoiler free. I'm going to just talk about the movie in general without giving away anything big. And then I'll let you know when the spoilers come. Trust me. It's been a whole year. And we've been anticipating this film, wondering what's going to happen. How are they going to bring these people back? It's been crazy. It's been shrouded in mystery. The trailers only show us most of the first 20 minutes of the film. And yeah, it's pretty much on point. There is so much mystery around this film, but I'm here to say it is a great finale. Blows my mind that after 10 plus years, they came together and made a satisfying conclusion. And again, no spoilers, but god damn, this movie is a love letter to the fans. Now, I've seen that in reviews. I haven't read any, but it's been on the headlines, and it's true. This movie has so much history behind it, and it jumps off the screen. And if you've been watching these movies over the years or just marathon them for the past 3 weeks like I did for the first time, you're going to be rewarded. And it's got heart, humor, laughs, tension, drama, and big superhero battles. It has everything you want from a comic book film. And the fact of even watching these people grow over 10 years, it's just, all I can say is it's very satisfying, And I was glad to be alive to witness this huge event in cinema and comic book movie history. I'm really thankful. Really. I am. And damn, it is really hard to talk about this without spoilers. But, it's 3 hours long. It didn't feel 3 hours. I was glued to the screen. Loved every minute of it. And I can't wait to see it again. Because when you go to a world premiere screening, it's going to be a lot of cheers from the crowd and laughter. And, you miss dialogue. So I want to see it again in IMAX because that's the preferred format. They shot the whole thing with IMAX cameras just like they did Infinity War. And if you're a fan of superheroes, Marvel, anything, just go out and watch it, and you'll have a blast with your friends and family. I highly recommend this film, and that's pretty much all I can say without saying any spoilers. So I'm going to give you 5 to the count of 5. And I just have to get into spoilers so I could talk about it fully. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the film yet, come back, see it, and we can talk about it in a safe space. Alright, going full spoilers. So this movie starts off like 3 weeks after Infinity War ended, and the Avengers regroup. Captain Marvel comes in, saves Tony Stark, and it's a great moment. And he's still pissed off at Steve because they were supposed to be a team taking on Thanos, and because the Civil War happened, they failed. They were supposed to lose together, like they said in Ultron, but they didn't. But they instantly go on a revenge mission because they have Nebula with them. And dude, in like the first, 15, 20 minutes, freaking Thanos gets his head chopped off by Thor. He finally goes for the head because he's the one that feels the most guilty. He had a clear shot at him and he missed. So he feels messed up. He wants to get revenge. But unfortunately, Thanos destroyed the freaking stones. He destroyed them so no one would use them. And it's a very bleak beginning to this film. Also, I called the beginning. First thing you see is Hawkeye's family gets snapped out of existence. And damn, it was just, even though I knew it was coming, it was so hard to watch. Hawkeye hasn't been everyone's favorite Avenger, but just the little screen time, the little insights on his family life we get, I love. And I hope he comes back in a series. And he was a great part of this movie. He becomes Ronin, crazy samurai, taking out Yakuza. And because he's so mad about what happened, so he just wants to cleanse the world of evil people that survived the snap, man. That could be a movie in itself. There's a 5-year gap after they killed Thanos. 5 years going through life without half the fucking population. It's insane. You know, that could be a movie in itself. You know, like, how do you move on? Like Cap says, you don't move on. And that's when, boom, Ant-Man comes back. And my God, I love him in this film. Paul Rudd is a gift from the heavens. He shines in every scene he's in. He loves being around the Avengers. And he's basically the key to their success. The freaking quantum tunnel in the car. Who knew this freaking car from Ant-Man 1 would be so important to this epic conclusion? Who could have seen that coming? And because of him, they formulate a plan of basically time travel and collect the stones. And the film, you know, it is essentially one big scavenger hunt through Marvel's greatest hits. You get the Battle of New York. You see the circle shot one more time. And you get to see extra footage from that film. Like, you get to see what happened to Loki and what happened to the Tesseract after the movie. It's so cool to see new scenes from a new perspective. That was great. And this movie retroactively makes Thor the Dark World a better film. They have to go back and get the ether. Natalie Portman, who said she was done with these movies, she shows up for like literally 3 seconds just to get out of a bed. That's how dedicated Marvel is to bringing back these characters. Even if it's for literally 5 seconds of screen time, they'll do whatever it takes to get these people to come back. And that's what I love. Thor has a great scene with his mom, and she knows he's from the future. And not only that, but Fat Thor, man, like, who would have saw that coming? I love Fat Thor. He could have his own show. Like, there's so much stuff that happens off screen because he revisits these characters 5 years later, and some of them are exactly where they were, and others have moved on and just, you know, lost a part of themselves and forgot, you know, what they're fighting for because they're so distraught over what happened. Anyway, Thor has a great scene with his mom. She probably gets more lines in this film than she did in any of the Thor movies, and it's fantastic. Did it need to be in the film? No, but it's great because Thor, you can see that he wants to save his mom. This is his chance, but he knows that he can't mess with time, and he just has to settle for stealing the reality stone. Which, you know, I will say this about the Infinity Stones. They collect them, but we don't really get to see them in use. You know, they don't get to show off the powers like Thanos did in Infinity War, you know, one by one. But it's okay. It's not much of an issue. And then we go to 2014. We see Peter Quill back on the planet about to get the Power Stone, and he's singing, but then we hear it with no audio, and it's so funny. And that's what, like, the big major part of this movie comes into play. Nebula, she's important in the film. The Nebula from the past, she gets like her memories from the future, and Thanos finds out everything, and it really turns the tide in his favor. And the Nebula from the past switches places with Nebula from the future, and that's where the big finale comes from. But we'll get to that finale. Trust me, we'll get to it. But yeah, the Avengers go on their separate ways to collect the stones. And then we get the freaking Volmir scene with the Soul Stone, but this time it's Hawkeye and Black Widow, and they fight each other to see who is going to sacrifice themselves. Black Widow, knowing Hawkeye has a family, she does it, man. Because for 5 years she's been trying to find a way to contribute to saving the world. She's still in Avengers HQ. She hasn't moved on, and this is like her chance to be an essential part of their victory. She gives up her life, and it's so sad, you know, to lose like the original female Avenger before she got her own solo movie. It's extremely sad, man. But yeah, all the scenes in 2012 New York are fantastic. This movie is like filled to the brim with fan service. It's fan service, the movie. You have freaking Captain America fighting himself. A cap on cap fight. Like, who would have thought we see that? Also, man, he gets so much more screen time in this movie. Holy shit. He is just done justice from Infinity War. He gets a lot of the screen time, maybe the most. But everything about Cap is great. But dude, the scene where he's on the elevator, you think they're gonna recreate the fight? No, man. He says Hail Hydra. It's a perfect misdirect. It is so great. And then, oh man, we gotta go to Hulk. Hulk talks with the Ancient One, and the Ancient One's like, you ain't getting the stone. It's a great scene. Also, Hulk, he's in control now. Banner, he is in control with the Hulk. Somewhere down the line, they compromised and became one in the same. And I'm thinking, does Banner wipe Hulk's personality? Because if he's control of the Hulk's body, where's the Hulk's personality? Because they're like two people. It's kind of iffy on that, but it's great to see Mark Ruffalo in control of the Beast. You know, I wish this would have happened sooner, like maybe a movie ago. That way we could have got some more Hulk action in Infinity War. It was cool to see Banner on his own, but you know, it contributed to the team in the Hulk suit, Hulk Buster. But it would have been a nice surprise to see him turn smart in the last movie, you know, to get the second win against Thanos. But he's great here. I love Smart Hulk. The selfie scene was so funny. So everybody's trying to get the Infinity Stones. It's a huge scavenger hunt, and I will say this, you know, this movie is kind of light on action. Infinity War had a lot more action. You know, you got the scene where the team on Titan is trying to take out Thanos and get the gauntlet. You know, even Mantis is contributing. She has trying to put him to sleep, and everybody's holding him down. You know, that tense. That scene is super tense. But in this film, we mostly focus on the history. Like I said, Cap and Tony Stark, you know, they reunite, finally put their differences aside, thank God. Cap gets his shield back, thank God again. And yeah, we see them go to the 1970s where Cap became who he is. He trained in the army, and then that's where a shield base is. And dude, so many familiar faces in this scene. Howard Stark, he talks to Tony. It's really nice. Cap sees Peggy again. And then we see freaking Hank Pym. They have to steal more Pym particles so they can keep traveling back in time. It's bananas. And if there's a flaw in this film, it's if you haven't seen any of the other movies and you're coming into this cold, you're gonna be lost. Like, this is the movie these MCU has been building up to, because now they can bring back whoever they want in these little roles and just put them on screen, and then, you know, you go like, oh my God, I remember him. Oh man, I remember that. It's a big payoff for people who have been loyal fans, and if you're not a loyal fan, you will be a little lost and a little disappointed by the lack of action. Me, I love all these characters, so you know, I'm focused, you know, I'm invested with little action there is. But again, talk about that more at the end. So the plan is to make the Avengers to make their own Infinity Gauntlet, and since Thor is like suffering from PTSD, they give that task to the Hulk. The Hulk, you know, again, he doesn't get much action in here because he's Bruce Banner now. He doesn't want to smash, but he does get the important scene of he puts it on, and boom, everybody is brought back to life. Even the plant life comes back, and you're like relieved because you see Hawkeye's the first one to notice because his wife is calling him on the phone, and then that's where Thanos shows up, and he freaking decimates Avengers HQ. Like, we're so familiar with this place now. He freaking destroys it. It reminded me of like when Rita destroyed the command center in Power Rangers. It's like, oh no, like you think everything's gonna be okay. No, Thanos comes out of the quantum tunnel because Nebula switched places and wrecks the shop. Honestly, they should have died right there, but it's a movie, man. And then who has the gauntlet? Freaking Hawkeye, man. The dude with like no powers, they give him the gauntlet. And I like that he had that important role, you know? Like, I'm always rooting for Hawkeye action. So he has the gauntlet, and then we get to the finale. You know what? All this has been building up to, and I'm not gonna lie. When I pictured the finale of this movie, it was similar to this. I expected to get the moment. You know what moment I'm talking about? You know, before I even get to that moment, we get some crazy action between Thanos and the Trinity of the Avengers, Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. They're taking him on. And Thanos doesn't even have the gauntlet, dude. And he's messing them up, yo. Yo, Cap is going in. Iron Man, Thor, like the big three. And then we get some crazy surprises. Guess what, man? Captain America, he finally wields Mjolnir, because Thor got him the hammer from the past. Mjolnir. And Cap is worthy, and that was like, I almost got out of my seat for that, man, because we've been waiting for him to do that. We never thought it would happen because Thor's hammer got destroyed, but since time travel, Captain America, oh man, all the scenes in this fight are great. His shield gets destroyed though, just like in Age of Ultron predicted. It gets destroyed, and just when you think all hope is lost, oh no, my friends, we get the scene, and you know what scene I'm talking about. We get this epic shot of all the heroes in the Marvel Universe joining forces together. We hear him say it. Avengers, assemble! We see everybody resurrected. Black Panther comes back with his Wakandan army. The Wasp shows up. Bucky Barnes, the Falcon. We have the Guardians, Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis. Groot comes back. Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. Everybody comes back to take another freaking shot at this douchebag. Scarlet Witch comes back, and she has a great scene because she knows what she lost. And dude, forget that X-Men movie coming out. This is the true Phoenix right here. Can't wait for her show to come back. The Vision stays dead, but damn, she shows her freaking wrath. She goes superpower on Thanos, and then when the tides are still looking bad, got Captain Marvel shows up and just destroys his ship like a piece of butter. She does the woo from her movie and just woos through the entire ship, man. She's like Goku. She goes Super Saiyan on Thanos, and throughout the fight, they're trying to keep the Infinity Gauntlet away from him because we don't want that crap to happen again. Doctor Strange is dealing with a tornado, and he has his sorcerers show up. Dude, this is like, it goes full on Lord of the Rings. Even Valkyrie shows up. Like, every hero in the Marvel Universe is here, bro. And some of them get some shine, others don't. But that's to be expected, man. It's a 3-hour movie. But we get this epic final battle where Avengers Compound used to be. And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to see Spider-Man reunite with Tony Stark. It's beautiful to see the Guardians back in action. Ant-Man and the Wasp, they team up more in this film than they did in their own. You know, Black Panther, everybody cheered when he came back. You see the Falcon stab people with his wings, like, yes! Everything is a fuck yeah moment in this scene. And I was just happy to witness it, man. This epic battle, how far comic book movies have come is insane. Like, I remember when I first saw the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, and I was so excited. I'm like, I'm so happy to be alive for this. I got the same feeling watching this film. So happy to be alive for this. But then at the very end, we get the heroic sacrifice. Iron Man is the one to step up, take Thanos head on. He tries for the gauntlet, doesn't get it, but he gets the stones, and he freaking obliterates Thanos with a snap of his own, saying, I am Iron Man, which is a great full circle moment for the character. And he gives his life I forgot to mention Pepper Potts is there. She's even suited up fighting, and but she's there, and she sees Tony on the ground saying, we'll be okay. And man, my allergies started acting up because a few tears started to come down. But this man has, he's come a long way from being in that cave, and now he gets to die a hero. And I don't think we'll ever see storytelling quite like this, ever again. At least on this scale or with this anticipation. The Russos pulled off a miracle, man, and it shows. They really stuck the landing with this one, and I couldn't be happier. And then we get a beautiful funeral at the end, and a lot of Marvel cameos there. Nick Fury, Maria Hill show up, Thunderbolt Ross, Aunt May, Happy Hogan to say their goodbyes, along with all of the Avengers. To Iron Man, they show that for his very first chess piece from the first Iron Man, and you can't help but tear up, man. He died a hero, and he leaves behind a child. He has a 3-year-old daughter in this film. I thought the end of the film would beat their Pepper Potts and Tony Stark's marriage, but it ends with a funeral. It's bittersweet because the universe is saved, but he lost a great hero, and rest in peace, Tony Stark. And we'll carry on the legacy for you, man. And we get little epilogues for a lot of characters. Thor joins the Guardians of the Galaxy, apparently. He leaves New Asgard to Valkyrie, and it makes sense. He just wants to go on crazy ass adventures with his space friends. I like that ending. And then, unfortunately we don't get Vision back, Black Widow. The important thing is they avenged all those people that died. This was a true Avengers film, and at the end, Captain America gets his happy ending. What I think every Captain America fan wanted. They gave us the ending with Peggy Carter and him dancing, because he goes back in time to return the stones, and he stays there. He lives out his whole life and grows old. He's probably like 100 years old when we next see him. But he has a wedding ring, so definitely had a family with someone, and of course, who could that be? I was very satisfied with the ending, and I'm not gonna lie. When he passes the shield down to Sam Wilson, I think I got more tears running down my cheek, more than when Tony Stark died. It's because I really like the Falcon. I've read his comics, and what makes it better is Bucky gives him the okay, like gives him a nod, like yeah, it's cool. And we're gonna get Sam Wilson, Captain America, and I'm very happy for that. And damn, man. This movie hits you in the feels, man. I'm sure there's a lot I'm leaving out, but these are my initial reactions because I just came from the theater. This movie was great. If you're a fan of the MCU, I think most people will be satisfied. I know there's going to be people out there nitpicking this thing to death, especially with the time travel elements. When you do time travel in a movie, it's guaranteed to be nitpicked. And, I always knew if they did time travel, because there were rumors, but, I don't really listen to them that much. I just wanted them to earn it back. Like, if they got the people back, I wanted it to be earned, and they earned it. They had sacrifices. They lost Black Widow and Tony Stark. The prices were paid. This wasn't an easy task. And, chances are this is going to be the last we see of the original Avengers together on screen. At the end of the credits, they get special starring, you see their first appearances and stuff like that, and I thought that was very sweet. I'm going to miss these guys being together. They were a great team. And that's why, after all is said, Age of Ultron will always be my favorite Avengers movie because we had the original team together, going on a mission to save the world. And that's my favorite type of Avenger story. Where I rank this movie right now, I guess, I want to see it again, but if I had to rank it right now, it would definitely be probably below Infinity War, because Infinity War, it just felt more epic. This threat we've been dreading for 6 years is finally here, and this one's just like the Avenger Strikes Back. They do have jokes and it's melancholy and stuff, but it's a big scavenger hunt. Infinity War felt more of an adventure, but I think watching Infinity War and Endgame back to back would be a hugely satisfying experience. And that's probably how I'm going to watch them from now on. Just one big 5.5-hour movie. Super cinematic, epic, mega movie. But Stan Lee has a cameo. I'm not going to lie, I was a little disappointed by it. It was so quick. He was he had a mustache on. He was in a car. I kind of thought they would have had a better Stan Lee cameo. Not because it's the last one we'll ever get. But, this is this is Endgame, man. This is the finale to the Infinity War saga. So I thought he would have had a more prominent cameo. We did get some community cameos, which I'm happy for. But, no memoriam to him either. No rest in peace. No thank you. We had this. I know we had a thank you in Captain Marvel, but I expected a for Stan message at the end at least. So that's a little weird. No post-credit scene. I applaud them for having the balls to not put any post-credit scenes. They want you to know that this is a definite end to this saga. There will be more movies made, and I'm sure we'll face even bigger threats along the way somehow. I don't know what could be bigger than this, but I'll be happy to find out. For now, I'm still a fan of these movies, and I'll keep watching them as long as they're entertaining. And I can't wait to see what happens next. But for now, I think this was a very well-made end to the marathon. And please, if you were watching this whole time, send me a comment, man. Tell me how I did. And share your love for the movie. Like I said, I want to hear from y'all. And thank you for being on this journey with me. And yeah, Avengers Assemble. Thank you for watching. Take care.